How's it going? This is Josh Smith with Notebooks.com. Today we're taking a look at the AMD-powered HP Pavilion dv6z. This is a 15.6-inch notebook from HP. It's part of their Pavilion line, geared towards back to school. This has one of the new alloy cases with a print on here, so it's not plastic, not nearly as many fingerprints as you would see on many of the older Pavilion notebooks. And it is also a little bit stronger, which is nice. This has an AMD Phenom 2 quad-core mobile processor with 3 GB of RAM, and we also have a 512 MB ATI Mobility Radeon HD 5470 switchable graphics. So when we need it, there's graphics power. When we don't, we can use the integrated and save on battery life a little bit. One of the things that I noticed right away when I look at this notebook is that it's thinner and a little more lightweight than the older HP dv6, which you see on top here in white. So it's an upgrade in having new technology, and it's also a slimmer package, which is great if you want to take your notebook on the go. Another thing that you'll notice, we have right here some metal hinges that stand out, and so your hinges are a little bit sturdier than in some notebooks. And as I try and flex the screen or pick up the notebook by a corner, it still feels pretty sturdy, which is really good. I like that. We do have a glossy screen. You can see me in the screen there, as well as our overhead light. But again, it's not as bad as some glossy screens that we've used that are just unusable when there's light around. The keyboard, which we'll take a little bit of a closer look at here, is an island or chiclet style keyboard. So far, been using it for a few days and it feels alright. The only thing to note is that HP has added a row of keys over here that access your calculator, print, open your internet browser, and then a HP, I believe, media kind of player. The problem with that is if you're trained to go to the edge for shift, caps lock, or control, you might hit some of these while you're learning the keyboard. But spacing is pretty good, keys seem pretty responsive, and they're pretty quiet, which is also a plus. As we take a look down here at the Mousepad, this Mousepad is similar to what we've seen on the HP Mini 210 that we recently reviewed. It's pretty generously sized, and the buttons are built right into the trackpad. So they have click zones down here, but you can scroll throughout the whole Mousepad. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you're scrolling around, moving about your web page like this, and you get ready to click, and you put your finger over here on the mouse in preparation. You'll end up doing some multi-touch gestures, but a little bit of training will get you around that. The AMD processor that's in here so far seems to be handling pretty well, although when we have Chrome open with several windows and many tabs in there, we do notice a few hangs. We'll test that out a little bit more for the full review. But that said, we've been able to edit video using the Sony Vegas video editing suite, thanks to the graphics card on here and the quad-core processor that seems to handle pretty well. One thing that I really did enjoy is the switchable graphics, which gives you the graphics power when you need it and does not waste your battery power when you don't. I'm going to give you a quick tour around the notebook. On the right side we have a USB port, we have our DVD drive, another USB, power, and our Kensington lock. On the front we don't have any ports, but we do have some speaker slots. We have Dolby Advanced Audio in this notebook, and the speakers are Altec Lansing. Haven't had a chance to put those through their paces yet. On the left side of the notebook here we have vents, VGA, Ethernet, HDMI, eSATA USB 2.0, USB 2.0, a headphone microphone, and an SD card slot. And along the back we have nothing, but you can get a closer look at these nice metal hinges that add to some durability of this notebook. Again, this is Josh Smith with Notebooks.com, giving you our first look at the HP dv6z AMD powered notebook from HP. We'll have a full review coming up in the next week or two.